Journal de Paris, 1792. Following the mayhem at the Tuileries Palace, the Legislative Assembly has taken the unprecedented step of suspending the king. He is under heavy guard in the temple with the rest of the royal family. La Lanterne, where popular wrath explodes. For years, the people have walked under the halo of the lanterns. Their hunger, their restlessness, their hopes for a fairer tomorrow, never once illuminated by the flicker of lamplight. Today, they are using those same lanterns to answer their thirst for justice. Citizen Chappe has demonstrated with great success the use of his newest communications technology. Messages between Paris and Lille have been relayed with astonishing speed. Hours, literally. A miracle of modern science. Good Citizen Sanson, the executioner of Paris, requests donations of old rags and other cloths no longer needed for the mopping up of excess blood upon the guillotine's gibbet. It's quite a hazardous work environment, but you can help. Murderous giant. Another absurd report has emerged of a lethal giant who stalks the alleyways just off the Cour des Miracles. Citizens of the neighborhood call him the giant Iscariote, but we call him an illusion suffered by those given too much to drink. Temple. After returning from their crusades to Jerusalem, the Knights Templar built this stronghold in 1240 to serve as the headquarters of the order in Europe and the center of its charitable works. After King Philip the Fourth betrayed the order and executed Jacques de Molay, the temple was used for a time by the Knights of Malta before being converted into a prison. Most of the French royal family were held within its walls, most notably Louis XVI, Marie Antoinette, and the Dauphin Louis Charles. Now, that would have made for a great reality TV show. Just add a public vote and some kind of eviction party in front of a jeering crowd. They could even yell, "Cut!" as the guillotine fell. By the early 1800s, the prison had become a place of pilgrimage for royalists, and Napoleon ordered it demolished to remove its use as a symbol of the old monarchy. Today, it survives only as a stop on the Paris metro and a covered market in the 3rd arrondissement. Its name, a silent memorial to a betrayer king and a king betrayed.
Dear Arno, I confess I'm not entirely sure what to say here. It was good to see you again. Somehow rings hollow. An empty space unfit to contain the totality of my feelings. And yet I am pleased. Pleased that the assassins have not changed you completely. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never were one to be easily awed. It seems we have both found ourselves at an impasse in the hunt for my father's killer. Perhaps together, we can accomplish what neither of us could alone. It's nice to think that after all this time, we're still better together than apart. Yours, Elise.
You summoned?
Monsieur Dorian, we have a task for you.
More fetch and carry work, I imagine.
2 master assassins are dead, one by your own hand in defense of a Templar. Count yourself lucky this is the extent of your punishment.
And Germain?
It's none of your concern. Last night, the Paris Commune declared itself an open insurrection against the king. As we speak, 20,000 armed revolutionaries are laying siege to the Tuileries. Even the National Guard are on the brink. Some of them have thrown in with the revolutionaries. France is splitting at the seams.
And this doesn't please us? The people are fighting for what is owed them. Liberté, égalité.
If we danced about on a simple scale in need of balancing, you'd be right. But the truth is more complicated. In putting Mirabeau's affairs in order, we've come across certain correspondences of a royal nature.
Mirabeau's in contact with the king.
And he was rather less discreet than he should have been. If the king's copies of these letters were made public, the Templars would be in a position to expose and purge our agents across France.
And I'm to slip in and find them first.
And quickly, the Swiss Guard are badly outnumbered. It's likely they'll be overwhelmed before nightfall.
Won't be the first palace I've broken into.
Ready? Aim! Fire! Good work. Back to your posts.
Honestly, the quality of rhetoric amongst bloodthirsty rioters these days.
Swiss Guard. The Swiss Guard were regiments of Swiss mercenaries hired to protect the French sovereign and his place of residence. I admire the Swiss. I almost feel half Swiss. I'd make the argument for Swiss cheese being the best in the world, but it would probably be full of holes. These Swiss regiments were highly sought after in Europe since the Swiss cantons were reputed to produce good, obedient, and ferocious soldiers. By the end of the 15th century, the Swiss 100 Guard, Cent-Suisse, was created and regularly stationed in Paris. By the middle of the 18th century, the protection of the Champs-Élysées was entrusted to a detachment of 10 or so soldiers tasked with maintaining order and arresting lawbreakers. During the Revolution, members of the Swiss Guard would protect Louis XVI at the Château des Tuileries, but were overwhelmed and massacred on August 10th, 1792. Once the sovereign and his family had taken refuge in the Sala du Manège, where the National Convention was held and where the monarch would later be judged. On reflection, Might I quickly apologize for the Swiss cheese argument joke I just made? I've not been feeling well lately.
Search everywhere. The captain wants those papers. There's nothing here. Keep looking. It's in here somewhere. Any sign of the tyrant?
Must have back it off.
Bleeding coward.
Hey.
Road's faster. There's no way out, mate! There you are!
What the hell?
Hinderer!
Not.
Hang on. Can't have gone far now, can he?
Someone there. Moderate filth! I'll get you! Back! Back! Stay away! ever hidden from me. You think I can't find out? I'll talk to your call. With everything I need to know. Oh, damn moderate!
You certainly don't look like a blood-crazed revolutionary. The hood is a bit sinister, though, if you don't mind my saying.
Serving as rear guard, are you? Convenient how that puts several locked doors between you and the fighting.
Oh, I'm not here at all. Not officially, anyway. But how often does one find the opportunity to poke about in a king's private study?
Looking for anything in particular?
State secrets, private correspondences, personal treasures, that sort of thing.
I do hope we're not eyeing the same prize.
Name it.
Certain letters written to the king, ripe for misunderstanding, should the wrong men find them.
I see. Well, then perhaps we can help each other. I believe the king has built a hidden vault somewhere in here. If only we could find it.
Napoleon Bonaparte. Had he been born a few weeks earlier, Napoleon would have been Italian. What a terrifying thought. He was born with the Italianized version of his name, Bonaparte, on the island of Corsica, which belonged to Genoa until the Genoese sold their rights to the French crown. The skinny Napoleon had a difficult adolescence, badly dressed and with a heavy Corsican accent. His rustic manners were out of place among the smart young nobles who attended the same military school as he did. The future emperor, the booted Jacobin, was a bad boy who was often absent. In 6 years, he notched up 38 months of leave for 33 months of presence under the French flag. So, in fact, he was quite Italian then. In 1791, he spent several months in Corsica to help Pasquale Paoli, the Corsican liberator who would go on to hate and distrust the Bonaparte family. He exceeded his leave of absence and was struck off on January 1, 1792. Although a civilian once more, he was promptly appointed colonel of a battalion of volunteers that would fire on demonstrators protesting against the civil constitution of the clergy. Without being ordered to do so, he took the citadel of Ajaccio. You say self-motivated, I say rude. Later, he took part in the revolutionary days of 20 June and August 10, 1792. His participation in the siege of Toulon, though he did not take the city all by himself, and his mastery of artillery gained him the admiration of Augustin Robespierre, younger brother of the revolutionary leader Maximilien Robespierre, who appointed him brigadier general and put him in command of the artillery of France's Army of Italy. Following the failed royalist putsch of 13 Vendémiaire, where under the orders of Paul Barras, whose mistress he would go on to marry, he gunned down the Voltigeurs. He returned to Italy, this time as general-in-chief. It was during the next 4 years that his life forever changed. Better than anyone, he knew how to exploit his victories and cover up his defeats for the sake of public opinion. In France, everyone remembered the Battle of the Pyramids, which he won, while hardly anyone remembered the Battle of Aboukir Bay, which he lost. Widely recognized by the age of 30, he sought neither to be an aristocrat nor a revolutionary. When his mother reprimanded him one day, he famously replied, "Io sono imperator." In 1799, he affirmed, "Io sono Bonaparte." He had become second to none. He had also mostly lost his Corsican accent.
You were saying?
Very nicely done, my friend. Incredible.
Find your prize?
A cornucopia, yes. And you?
Believe so. Yes. This is it. That should take care of that.
May I suggest we leave? Quickly.
What is that?
Our way out. Cover me, would you?
You won't lose me! Ah, there! Elsa! You'll pay! We've nothing left here! Think you can lose me? Ha! Now I can bleeding bastard! Die! Turning's gonna be much easier. Just a bit longer.
Let's go.
Search everything! I want those documents!
Him! Damn!
Yes, Captain Rui has that effect on people.
Friend of yours?
Persistent thorn I haven't quite managed to pluck out.
He has information I need. I need to get back up there.
In this mess, you'll never find him again. Come with me, I have a better idea.
Frédéric Rouy. Captain Frédéric Rouy joined the Gardes Françaises in 1789, just in time to witness the beginning of the Revolution. As the son of a poor cobbler, Rouy had no hope of advancement into the aristocratic officer corps of the Gardes. And by the accounts of his contemporaries, Rouy himself left no letters or journals behind and may have been illiterate. The rhetoric of the revolution found a true believer in him. When the bulk of the Gardes Françaises defected to the Garde Nationale, Rouy was among them. He rose quickly through the ranks, unhindered by his lack of aristocratic breeding, and along with Santerre, was one of the key figures in the storming of the Tuileries Palace. He was also a violent, sadistic monster who used revolutionary fervor as an excuse to murder and pillage his way across France. But we all have our faults. I mean, I chew my nails.
You handled yourself well back there. I don't suppose you've ever considered military service?
I'm not much for following orders.
Ah, the bane of generals and statesmen everywhere. An individualist. I know the feeling. Men like us have a great advantage over most in the army. You see, we can think for ourselves. If you joined up today, you'd be a marshal in 10 years, guaranteed.
A generous offer, but no.
Where the heart leads, a man must follow. Look me up if you ever change your mind. Bonaparte is my name. Napoleon Bonaparte. Second Lieutenant of Artillery. For now.
Arno Dorian.
A pleasure. And as a personal favor, if anyone asks, I was never here. Watch the whole thing from a furniture shop across the carousel.
A face in the crowd. Of course.
Eh bien quoi? Pas un bon mot contre les patriotes?
What now?
Just a moment. You may want to take cover.
Everything all right, sir?
Fine, Corporal. Superb shot. Regular drills are critical to a regiment's success.
We should be going, sir.
We part ways here.
What about Rouy?
Give me a few days. I'll see what I can learn of his current posting. Perhaps I can arrange an introduction. Be well.
Well, that's that. It didn't go as smoothly as I wanted. The game is a bit clunky when it comes to gameplay and stuff like that. We didn't really slip in. We pretty much murdered our way in. But yeah, that's that. We actually met Napoleon Bonaparte, which is something. Pretty much got what we needed. So with that, we're all done here. Please do like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that YouTube wants you to do. And bye for now.